leaders hail the Treaty of Strasbourg as a historic moment, cementing a new era of military unity and cooperation on European soil.
This is a plan to work with the US and not against it.
With US support wavering on key issues, world leaders are looking for their own security guarantees.
The U.S. president pushes to end the war in Ukraine.
Months of brutal fighting on static front lines has ground this war to a complete halt.
Total casualties have surpassed 3 million.
Defense ministers from Europe's 5 leading military powers are meeting in Paris to discuss their support for Ukraine.
It will be up to Ukraine's military to continue defending the country's eastern front line.
That will be one of the best ever, and also for your team itself doing so well. Thank you.
Green Company's first Arizona chip fabrication plant, or fab. The Commerce Department recently hit TSMC with new shipping bans, but because it's by far the most advanced chip fab on U.S. soil.
Taiwan says dozens of Chinese warplanes once again crossed the very sensitive de facto maritime border of the Taiwan Strait.
China has planted its flag on Taiwanese soil and has issued a challenge to the American government.
PLA forces landed near Hulong and Taoyuan, whilst Xi Jinping called for the surrender of Taipei. U.S. forces stationed in Taipei are holding their ground, whilst senior U.S. officials meet with their Chinese counterparts.
The US has reached a deal with China to cease hostilities. We're being told that China will be receiving the territory of Taiwan in exchange for safe passage and transfer of microchip production and staff to the United States.
Russian state media today confirmed the death of Russian President Vladimir Putin at his palatial home near Krasnodar.
Russian ultranationalists clashed with members of the New Reformist Party in Red Square amid growing discontent in the heart of the motherland.
PLA forces have moved across the Amur River in an unprecedented move amid the ongoing Russian civil conflict.
向大家送上新年的美好祝福。2019年，我们用汗水浇灌收获，以实干笃定前行。
You've got to understand this is an outrageous level of investment. We're talking trillions of dollars over many years.
Chinese officials concluded more than 2 decades of infrastructure development in Europe, Asia, and Africa as part of the New Silk Road.
Many Western analysts have expressed concerns over the level of control that China is now able to exert behind the scenes.
In what has been described as a monumental shift in politics, the US and Russia have taken the first steps toward a military cooperation pact, citing the growing influence of China on the global stage.
Within a radius of 7.4 miles, epicenter is located.
If you're just managing to join us, we are currently getting set back up after what appears to be a nationwide cyber attack.
Nationwide cyber attack?
Nationwide cyber attack.
What appears now to be a global cyber attack.
Absolute nationwide terror.
Computer systems completely hijacked. A significant number of casualties.
Russia claims the global cyber attack activated one of its nuclear dead hand capabilities in the Ural Mountains. The missile carrying the warhead travelled on a trajectory towards western Germany before a malfunction caused the missile to impact approximately 40 kilometres west of Helsinki. It is unknown at this time just how much damage this seemingly accidental firing of a nuclear weapon on European soil has caused, and just how many casualties are expected to appear in the following days.
Initial reports suspected the origin of the virus, named Pandora, was of Chinese origin, though this has been strongly refuted by the Chinese government, who have also suffered damages in the wake of the attack.
3 months on from the Pandora cyber attacks, and global financial markets are still in free fall.
The list of countries pledging allegiance to a new global initiative against threats to international security, Jointcom, is growing by the day.
Jointcom will serve as a multinational rapid response force to guard against threats to global stability and to counter the emerging threats of this new modern age.
For the first time in modern history, American and Russian forces are training alongside troops from the EU, Canada, Korea, Japan, Australia, Brazil, India, and many more as part of the training exercise codenamed Sentinel.
Violent protests in Baghdad continued for the 6th night in a row after the assassination of moderate leader Tariq al-Mahdi. Al-Mahdi was known for his efforts to encourage non-sectarian unity and economic rebuilding in Iraq.
Iranian-backed militants have captured railheads, oil fields, and several urban strongholds across northern Iraq.
Speaking at a conference in Riyadh, leaders of the Gulf Coalition committed to deployment of troops into Iraq to combat the growing militia foothold, as well as a sustained air campaign against Iran.
It says the missiles were launched from Iran itself. Iran has launched more than a dozen ballistic missiles. The Pentagon said at least 2 sites were hit in Erbil and Al-Assad, west of Baghdad. Tonight, American B-52s are being moved closer to the region in a show of strength.
But more than 3 million Iraqis across the country have limited or no access to healthcare. Charities and international aid agencies are doing what they can, but it doesn't seem to be enough.
After nearly a year of intense fighting, leaders of the Gulf Coalition met with Iranian diplomats to discuss terms of peace in Iraq. The Baghdad Accords will allow the formation of a new Iraqi Provisional Authority to preside over demilitarization of Iraq's borders with help from the United Nations.